You're tuned into the VSX Digital Sports Network. You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Ticket. Vegas Scoreboard Express. Giving you that grease.
Back at you live, JB the Ticket, Vegas Scoreboard Express. Good morning, all my bettors here in Las Vegas and around the world. Happy Sunday to you. Hopefully I'm waking you up with a little bit of grease. Yesterday in college football, the dogs were barking and we were able to put some cash in your pocket. Dogs were barking yesterday in college football, but again, JB the Ticket, Vegas Scoreboard Express, back at you live, NFL Sunday. We're going to be giving you dogs this morning, putting cash in your pockets. I got John Ryan, again, Predictive Sports Betting Playbook. Follow my friend over on the X-Bird at John Ryan Sports 1. Who in America but me told you to take the Memphis Tigers yesterday? Money line. In the dog position, if you were scared, you're supposed to take him in the points over FSU. Can you believe that Florida State has fallen off this far, this fast? Quick thought on that, and then we'll go to this commercial break. John Ryan.
I'll tell you, it's the only other team to be preseason ranked in the top 10 and lose their first 3 games occurred during COVID, and it was Penn State. I don't even know if you can count that because there was no fans in the stadium and things were completely in disarray across the nation. So this is mind-blowing. 0-3, mind-blowing.
But JB told you back on August 18th to take FSU off of your betting board and put cash in your pocket. Me and John Ryan are going to be back with you. We'll try to find Ron Third Down Best Bets. Taking a short commercial break. Support our sponsors. Get Fubo TV. Just got a price lowering on that for you guys. 15% off. 7 days free. No credit check. No deposit. None of this crap dealing with the cable companies cutting you off right before the games come on. So you guys keep it locked here with me, JB the Ticket, and let's get the money.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Ticket. Vegas Scoreboard Express. Giving you that grease.
Get ready to showcase your brand to the exploding sports betting and fantasy sports audience to elevate your business this season. Advertise on the VSX Digital Sports Network, broadcasting locally on KSHP and nationwide on iHeartRadio. Experience the power of digital and broadcast radio with great value, fast results, and no hassle. Reach a dedicated audience and watch your brand soar this season. Discover why VSX flagship show, Vegas Scoreboard Express Live, is rated #1 on Goodpod, 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, and top 5 on FeedSpot for best radio podcasts in Las Vegas. Get your brand in front of an engaged and loyal audience who are looking for the best sports advice and great offers. Advertise with VSX Digital Sports Network. Your success is our commitment. Visit VSXDigitalSportsNetwork.com or call 702-909-0585. Take your business to new heights this season. Don't miss out on this opportunity to connect your brand with sports enthusiasts across the nation with VSX Digital Sports Network. All money, all sports, no bull. Visit VSXDigitalSportsNetwork.com or call 702-909-0585. Log on or call today.
Skip your cable bill this month. Enjoy the action with JB and Fubo TV. Get 7 days free. 15% off your first month. No credit check. No deposit. No installation hassle. Go to FuboTV.com/JB. Sign up, download the app, and start watching games.
Enjoy being a subscriber after the first month. Easy cancellation anytime. Regional restrictions apply. Sign up at VegasScoreboardExpress.com.
Yo. You're in the mix. You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Ticket. Vegas Scoreboard Express. Giving you that grease.
All money, all sports, no bull. JB the Ticket and Vegas Scoreboard Express. I'm back at you live here, KSHP 107.1 FM, AM 1400. John Ryan, Predictive Sports Betting Playbook, is on the line with me. Back at you live here. Ron Third Down Best Bets. Did you find out how to get that phone working? Good morning.
I did. Good morning, JB.
There you go.
Vegas, how are you?
Ron Third Down Best Bets. You guys remember him? We were doing the 6 a.m. show last year, rocking and rolling with you guys. He's been on sabbatical, actually out here in Las Vegas now, building up his network, putting it together. So, Ron, so glad to have you back. We touched on a little bit of college football before the commercial break there. And again, yesterday I gave out the number one dog of the day, the Memphis Tigers. Putting cash in your pocket, people. When I tell you a dog, you got to take it. Florida State, though, on the other hand, worst team in college football. They're going to want that NIL money back. That's what I wanted to talk to you a little bit about here really quickly, because you look at Florida State, they got that lawsuit going on due to the NIL. Young man, I think he transferred up to Florida, not going to be playing yet or what have you. But the reality is here, simple, is that team stinks. And I told everybody nationwide, people like JB, you hating, JB, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, well, that's what you guys think. Again, number one sports betting show in the nation. You got to get over to Good Pods. I'm giving you guys inside information here, man. But quickly, your thoughts on that game yesterday in college football. Also wanted to touch on it, to be honest. I took an alumni bet yesterday. My Purdue Boilermakers, man, got knocked out of the park. 7,000-6. Notre Dame took it out on them, and we'll move along. But, Ron, your thoughts on that Florida State situation. Go ahead.
Well, your great minds think alike, because I took a nice win yesterday on that as well. I saw that coming. Memphis is a really good football team. But Florida State, they played really hard yesterday. Their defense, they really did play hard. I feel bad for those kids. They just don't have a lot of talent right now. They lost a lot of kids to the draft. They lost their quarterback. DJ Ukulele, he's okay. He wasn't that great at Oregon State. Don't personally think he was that great at Clemson. And if you don't have a good quarterback, you're not going to win in any league. That's the way it is now.
I mean, that's the reality. That's the reality.
It's just that competitive.
That's the reality.
Every level now.
That's the reality.
In high school, you're not going to win with that good quarterback.
I'm telling you, man. I mean, Ukulele was absolutely awful yesterday, and when you look at his stats where he should have been, I don't think he even had a touchdown thrown yesterday and one interception. So let's talk about it in the NIL era. Shout out to my main man, Don Smith, down in Houston. He just sent me a text here live on the air. He said that FSU is about to crash the NIL program over at Florida State. Simply because, and again, we talked about this 2.5 years ago on our show. We broke the story. We put it out there. Now people are starting to catch on. Still haven't seen credit given to me, but everybody knows where that original grease came from. This is going to affect NIL going forward in college football. And when you start paying out players, you look at some of these state schools. Remember, Florida State is a state school, so they rely on state funding. Yes, they've got a lot of alumni who can put money into the program. But the reality is, just like you said, not a lot of talent. Kids shied away in the transfer portal. You go 12-0 and you don't get a shot at the national championship. Kids don't want to go play there. They'd rather go play at North Texas. John Ryan, Predictor Sports Betting Playbook. Your thoughts on this?
I was not on the game, JB, but I did say on the show I would be surprised if Florida State didn't show up. And man alive, I mean, I just cannot even imagine it. But if you think about it, they didn't do well in the portal. The transfer portal obviously now has really hurt them. And their quarterback, as you guys both said, is not the real deal that they were hoping to get. So it seems like at the college level, to be an elite team, you can get as far as you want with your quarterback. If your quarterback is a very good one of the best in the country, a Heisman Trophy finalist like Texas has almost two of them now,
right? Then
you're going to go far. But with this current unit and 0-3, which has never been done except for during a COVID-related season, I think they're cooked. I just don't see how they bounce back.
Yeah, I told you, Florida State, you got to keep them off your betting list. Totally surprising shocker. Almost couldn't get the words out yesterday. They put cash in your pocket. The dog was barking here. Georgia and Kentucky. What was that out of Georgia? What was that? Oh, my goodness. And we'll talk about it really quickly here till we want to get into another one of the dogs that I picked yesterday. Almost got you the money line, South Carolina at LSU, but they got inside of that spread. But Georgia, man, that was atrocious. You got a Kentucky team last week losing to South Carolina, who is very tough. The Gamecocks are coming ready this year. But you talk about this Georgia team not showing any sort of dominance on the offensive side of the ball, showing absolutely nothing on the defensive side of the ball. It was just Kentucky couldn't score. They were missing wide open receivers and tripping down as the running back was getting through the holes. A couple of caught passes, a couple of first downs, not falling down 2 yards before the first down line, and we would have seen another big upset yesterday. I'm going back to you, Ron, third down. Your thoughts on Georgia. Do we think that Georgia is the team now? Because what Alabama did yesterday to Wisconsin was absolutely a masterpiece. A slow roll into the hole, but Georgia Bulldogs here. Should we worry? Go ahead.
I wouldn't worry. I still think they're one of the two best teams in college football. I mean, it's every week there's going to be teams that don't show up. They didn't show up. They're complacent. They had another incident with a cornerback getting in trouble driving over 100 miles an hour. They have issues there at the program. They're very small issues, but you see them. They're happening every year. You have the incidents. So, but I wouldn't worry. But yeah, that was really bad performance yesterday. They did not show up.
Yeah, they didn't show up yesterday, and they did get the win. But again, shout out to all the Kentucky folks out there. You did cash your ticket. I gave you a 3-team scheme yesterday. I told you yesterday to take the South Carolina Gamecocks. They were able to get inside of that spread, leading the whole game, but just coming up a slight bit short in the fourth quarter. LSU, again, Brian Kelly coaching for his job. Norvell's going to be out at Florida State. Whoever is down there, that whole staff is gone. Even the guy selling hot dogs. But I'm telling you, LSU pulling out wins here. South Carolina, they should move into the rankings. But I'm talking about this Boston College team. They didn't get the win yesterday. But I told you to put them on your team ticket as a spread bet as well, and they were able to get inside of that spread. Boston College, number 24 in the country, slight loss to Missouri, who was supposed to beat them by 2 touchdowns, but 21-27. Going over to you, John Ryan. We talked about this game yesterday. Boston College, are they for real? I think they are. Again, it was just a few offensive miscues, and that game could have taken a money line, big cash out, but you were able to get the spread. Go ahead, John Ryan.
Yeah, I lost with Missouri. I thought this was a game that they would be very focused after 2 sluggish games really out of the gate. And I do think Missouri is still a top 10, maybe even a top 5 team. Yes. And they, too, got caught looking and they had to fight for their lives. They were trailing most of that game until they did take control in the second half. But what we're seeing is, again, another reminder that these are kids that are 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, and it's very hard to turn on the engine if you didn't start the engine at the kickoff. And I think that's why we're having all these upsets. If the dog gets out ahead and starts playing with confidence, it's very hard for these favorites now to turn it all around and come back on them. So I think Boston College is real. I think they could contend now that Florida State, we know, is not real. BC could be a contender in the ACC down the stretch here.
There you go. Let's talk about another dog I went bad with yesterday late in the game. Shout out Legal Lee for this one. This dog wasn't barking. Oregon finally woke up. You saw Dylan Gabriel get the win over Oregon State in the Beaver Bowl. That's what I like to call it. 49-14. Again, Oregon. You talk about this team moving into the Big Ten now and leaving the Pac-12. Do you think that Oregon can start a little bit of the, I guess you could say, upset of the cream at the top of the Big Ten? You see Michigan getting a powder puff win yesterday, but they were struggling. You see nothing out of Ohio State. No one has talked about them. Ohio State. And I have been looking. I don't know if they got an early bye week or whatever, but it seems like these guys are hidden away. But just a quick thought on this game here. Ron, third down, best bets. Oregon, are they legit? Go ahead.
Yes, they are. I mean, they haven't played legit yet this year, but they are legit. That roster is stacked. Dan Lenning's done a really good job, stacking the roster. They're well coached. Dylan Gabriel's a good quarterback. They'll be fine.
There you go. There you go. Just a quick touch on the Apple Bowl yesterday. One of my dogs was barking. Washington State taking out that short win up in Washington over the Washington Huskies. Washington Huskies are a different team, unranked at 2-1. Also, Troy was able to get inside of their spread over at Iowa. So, like I said before, we'll take a short commercial break. John Ryan, you keep it locked here with me. Ron, third down, best bets. Again, so glad to have you back on the show. Quick shout out for each of you. Before we take this quick commercial break, come back, jump into this NFL action. But yesterday, the dogs were barking. Hopefully, you cashed out. A lot of my parlays and round robins didn't, though. There was a couple of dogs I will refuse to mention. Purdue. that didn't even cover the spread, let alone cover the bet. Go ahead, Ron, third down. Quick shout out.
I'm going to shout out the Memphis Tigers. It was a very profitable day yesterday.
There you go. There you go. And John Ryan, go ahead.
I got to say Notre Dame deserves a lot of kudos here. 66 points they hung on Purdue yesterday. Whether they can continue this type of domination and get into the top 12 remains to be seen, but it's a hell of a start.
There you go. Everybody is rooting for Notre Dame to finally get back to national prominence. Will this be the year? But more importantly, it is the time for the NFL. When I come back from this short commercial break, we're jumping into it, telling you the dogs that are barking. Easy cash on the line today. I can tell you, there's no reason to waste your money. Keep it locked here. JB the Ticket, Vegas Scoreboard Express. With my two cohorts, Ron, third down, best bets, and John Ryan, predictive sports betting playbook. Let's get the money.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Ticket. Vegas Scoreboard Express. Giving you that grease.
STN Sports is the only sports betting app you need this season. STN Sports has it all. In-play betting, mobile parlay cards, the Play Plus card to fund and withdraw from anywhere in Nevada, and the latest lines on every game. STN Sports even lets you earn rewards on every bet. Safe and easy betting from your phone or tablet. Go to StationCasinoSports.com or sign up at any Station Casino, Fiesta Wildfire, or the El Cortez. Details at the sportsbooks.
Skip your cable bill this month and join the action with JB and Fubo TV. Get 7 days free, 15% off your first month. No credit check, no deposit, no installation hassle. Go to FuboTV.com/JB. Sign up, download the app, and start watching games.
Enjoy being a subscriber after the first month. Easy cancellation anytime. Regional restrictions apply. Sign up at VegasScoreboardExpress.com.
You're tuned into the VSX Digital Sports Network.
You are rocking with the hottest. Put your hands up for the boss. The Mix Master is live. Get ready.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Ticket. Giving you that grease.
That's right. Who let the dogs out? Waking you back up early in the morning. JB the Ticket, Vegas Scoreboard Express, 107.1 FM, AM 1400, telling you where the cash is at this right Sunday morning. That's right. This is a This Right, Get Right Sunday morning. If you had some college football troubles yesterday and weren't able to tune into the show, go back and listen to my college football preview show starting back in August, late August, up until now. But again, got him on the line with me, Ron, third down, best bets, VSX co-host and contributor. So glad to have him back. He's been gone for a while, but again, football season is here. And of course, John Ryan, predictive sports betting playbook. John, I know you got to get out of here shortly, so we'll go ahead and jump into it. NFL Week 2. Let's break it down. A couple of recaps of some of the Thursday games. The Thursday game this weekend was very, very sad. The Miami Dolphins are in a world of hurt. They lost Tua Tagovailoa yet again to another concussion. I think this will be the end of his career. And then, ironically, it was Damar Hamlin that injured him. The guy that about a season and a half ago had a heart attack and almost died on the field himself. No joke on that, but the reality is, man, that is kind of ironic. A guy whose career was almost ended on the field ends up possibly ending your career on the field. Very weird times down in Miami. The Bills were all over them, 31-10. Quick thoughts, John Ryan, and then we'll jump into today's action on that game. Go ahead.
Well, I think the number one takeaway is a lot of the former NFL players are stepping forward and encouraging Tua to retire or at least seriously consider retiring because he's had way too many concussions and it only takes like one more and it could be catastrophic. So as much as he loves the game of football, I can't imagine trying to make that decision, but I think for him and his family's sake, it's the right thing to do.
It definitely is. I mean, when you looked at his situation, every time he gets a concussion, he gets that rigor mortis in his hands. I mean, that's terrifying. Ron, third down best bet, your thoughts, and then we'll jump into today's action. Go ahead.
Yes, I think he should retire as well. I mean, his physical abilities are starting to diminish if you really watch. I mean, his arm's he's not throwing as far as he used to, and it's just, you see it happening in front of us. I really encourage him and his family to have him retire.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to retire. I mean, when you look at the situation, he's got enough money. I'm pretty sure Miami's going to do right by him, but shout out to Dr. Bennett Amalu. See, I like to give credit to the originators of this stuff. He was the founder or the discoverer, if you will, scientifically and medically, of the medical condition CTE. And he came out of his little hole. He never really does, but he finally came out this time. And he made a plea, a medical plea, a highly respected, essentially pioneer in medical sports. And he has made his diagnosis and he has made his, opinion known that Tua Tagovailoa should not continue in professional football. And I had mentioned this a couple of years back to a radio colleague at Fox Sports over in L.A., and I told him that Tua wasn't the guy. I understand injuries. I know that a lot of these young guys think they're invincible, but the reality is, remember Derek Stingley? Again, shout out Derek Stingley. Remember that issue? When I think it was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing the Raiders or whatnot, or was the Patriots, I think it was, and the gentleman ended up paralyzed. And John Madden, made sure that he had a good life. And we don't want to see that with Tua Tagovailoa. But jumping into today's NFL action, jumping into the money, being brought to you by our friends over at Fubo TV. Don't get cable, get Fubo TV. 7 days free, 15% off at FuboTV.com/JB. You won't want to miss it. So let's get into the first dog of the day. This is a dog that I've been telling folks do not bet on, but it is a road favorite that I think should be a dog, but I think it's an easy win for you. Talking about rotation number 265, the Los Angeles Chargers, -5, really weird money. That's a touchdown. They got to win it by. Kind of expensive at -221. Total is 38.5 though, and I think I'll be able to tell you why, because they're going up against those hapless Carolina Panthers. Rotation number 266, +5, +192. They've got another young, small quarterback. And Bryce Young, man, this guy's way in over his head, brother. I'm telling you, the NFL is too fast for him. Don't want to see this young man end up getting hurt because he can't even see over the line. He's about 5'10.5". He's throwing ducks everywhere. Carolina Panthers can't score. That's why the total is 38.5. Start off with you, John Ryan. Go ahead.
Well, I originally was looking at the over in this game. I thought this would be a great chance to bet the over, but oddly enough, 80% of the tickets DraftKings are on the over, and it's actually gone down half a point, and that's a red flag for me to bet the over. I may take a stab at it in-game if it gets down to 31.5 or something ridiculous, and then look for a strong second-half performance. But Carolina can't run the ball. They don't have the personnel to run the ball, and as you alluded to, if you can't run the ball in the NFL, the defense is going to pin their ears back, and they are going to be coming at him all game long. So exactly. I find it hard to see Carolina scoring many points at all. And I think you go with the better team and the better coach and the better quarterback with the Chargers.
There you go. Shout out to the Harbaugh brother there. I keep forgetting, is it Jim or John? I think they're twins. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Ron Third Down saved me there. But he started off his NFL career with a win after taking down that national championship. I'm telling you, very rarely do I like a favorite. I know that some sports books you can buy them back. Buy back the Chargers to -1 and take them. Carolina today, I don't think is going to have enough firepower. Just talking about Bryce Young, his early season stats, 13 of 30, 161 yards. And 2 picks. This guy is not a dog that's barking, but this is an easy win for you. Take the Chargers early in the morning. Let's talk about another game here that is first on the list. Hometown Las Vegas Raiders. They're back on the road. Rotation number 263. The Raiders +9, +350 on the money line. Playing the Baltimore Ravens, a new look Baltimore Ravens, another team that can't run the football. What happened to Derrick Henry last week? Looked like he was trying to do reps in quicksand. -9 for the Ravens. Talking about a touchdown and a field goal here. -445. Way too expensive on that money line, but an interesting total here of 41. And the reason is the Raiders can't score. I've gone over this several times. Ron, I'm throwing this one over at you. We talked about their draft this year, and there were quarterbacks available, Bo Nix was right there, and they went with a tight end. Who's throwing to him? You got Gardner Minshew. God bless him, Minshew mania, but it ain't been getting it done. It ain't been putting cash in your pocket. Bouncing around the league. Just being honest here. But you got Lamar Jackson, who a lot of folks are saying he got that contract, the MVP year, but this is his year. He's got to prove up. He's got to get ready to go to the AFC Championship and put himself in the big game, because if he doesn't, he's going to be kind of like this generation's Dan Marino. But the reality is Dan Marino did get a chance to play in the Super Bowl. But overall, the Baltimore Ravens, do you think they're a team that can win by -9 today? And will it be due to the Raiders' lack of offensive prowess? I haven't seen the 2 tight end set yet. I haven't seen even a 3 tight end set. They've got to do something. Devontae is going to get double teamed every single time. That's money in the bank. You know that. That's the target that they have. Who else is going to step up? Also, I've got Zamir White on my fantasy team. Guy had like 42 yards last week. That ain't going to get it done. Ron, third down, best bets. Can you bet on the Raiders here? Do you want to go under here at the 41? Because the Raiders last year were averaging around 20. I think last week they got around 12. The Ravens, are they going to just go 21-10, keep it simple, get the win, move along? Or the Raiders going to try to put up some fight today to get that total higher? Because this is a totals play, and I like it under. Go ahead.
Well, they're definitely going to fight. That's not the issue. That the effort will be there, but they don't have a quarterback, and that's the problem. And the one that they're playing is not the right one, in my opinion. I think they have a better chance of AOC, but they're not going to give him the chance.
Right, and that was what you talked about last year. Aiden O'Connell got them to the playoffs before Antonio Pierce took over at the helm. The fact that he was beat out at training camp again. Training camp was out in California. Shout out to my main man, Rudy Reyes, for giving some breakdown on that. I think it was more name recognition. I think it was something that we felt the experience of Gardner Minshew would prove over, but I kind of agree with you here. You know, Aiden O'Connell, a decent quarterback. The offensive line looked okay. It wasn't able to open up holes, but we didn't see a lot of sacks last week. Going over to you, John Ryan, Baltimore Ravens. I know you got to get out of here. -9 today. You think that's a valuable bet? Go ahead.
I like the Raiders, believe it or not. It reminds me of the game I was on last week with the Patriots, where they were given no chance to upend the Bengals. And despite their offensive problems, I think the Raiders have a shot here maybe to catch the Ravens a little flat. You know, it's a theme in college football. It's a theme in the NFL from time to time. I can tell you one thing, though. One of my pet peeves, JB and Ron, is the fact that there's a misconception with West Coast teams coming to the East Coast. Mm-hmm. There's 3 West Coast travelers this week, Raiders, Seahawks, and Chargers. Since 1999, these West Coast teams taking on an East Coast host have gone 52-39 straight up, and 51-36 and 4 pushes against the spread. That's 59% on the blind. So then over the past 5 seasons, they've gone 40-23 for 64%. And if they're a dog of 4 or more points, 9-4 against the spread for 69%. That supports the Raiders here, and I think this game's going to be really close.
Going to be close. I'm liking that total to go under here. What are your thoughts on the total? If Baltimore gets out slow offensively, as they have in the past, you've seen the issue with the running back. Hopefully Derrick Henry can wake up today. But for all you Raiders fans, let's hope not. That total of 41, I think that's a hard cap. I don't think it'll go over. I think we're looking at a 21-10 type game, and either team that scores 21 first will win this game. Let's not forget the Raiders have a dog defense that can get after Lamar Jackson and maybe cause some issues and try to flush him out of the pocket, make him run a little bit, and if they can run and maybe get a few sacks, a few, 3rd down and 2s, make it 4th and 1, get a few punts. If the Raiders can keep themselves in this game, first team to 21 wins it. Go ahead. Your thoughts, John Ryan, and then, Ron, your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I agree. First 1 to 20 wins, and my predictive model, which is what I really start with my handicapping, I'll mention that quick. The Raiders are 12-5 straight up, 71%, 14-3 against the number when they have scored 20 or more points, had the same or fewer turnovers in road games that they've played in the past 5 seasons. So they get to 20, take care of the football. Who knows? They could come out with a shocking win, just like the Patriots did last week.
There you go. Ron, 3rd down. Your thoughts?
I don't think the Raiders are going to win this game. I think it'll be a tough game. I think they'll keep it close. I mean, if you can tease it down to 2.5, 3, I think that's a great bet. But I don't No, the Raiders are not going to win this game.
There you go, Ron. Third down, best bets. Let's move into another game here, talking about my hometown New York Jets. But I'm going against the Jets today because I kind of liked what I saw out of Tennessee last week. Tennessee Titans at home, +4, -4 for the Jets. That in-between dead money, another short total of 41. Money line for Tennessee today, +173. I definitely think this is a dog that's barking. The New York Jets are just not there. We also had an opportunity in the draft to get a quarterback or to make some trades for maybe a Kirk Cousins, someone with quality, but we ended up with Aaron Rodgers. We went back to the Green Bay scrap heap. I remember this 10, 15 years ago when they got Brett Favre. It's just not working out down there. But the Titans, again, 2 teams 0-1. Dog is barking here. Somebody's got to win when you don't have a win. They're in Nashville. +4. I think it's easy money. Good money on the side here with 170 plus for the Tennessee Titans because I just don't see the Jets offense doing anything today. And I think Robert Saleh is going to be on the hot seat by week 4. Go ahead, John Ryan.
I agree with everything you said, JB. I think the Jets are in trouble here. They not looking good, and Aaron Rodgers is in his 40s. He's still throwing the ball effectively, but he's in his 40s, and his name is not Brady. So I think there's going to be some issues here. Tennessee has that defense that can really get after Rodgers and create some frustration. And I think Tennessee does win this game, and maybe it's only by 6 points, but I think they cover.
There you go. I'm telling you, not only will they cover this game, I like it money line. You got to go with the home dog here, Tennessee Titans. When you go over to what Will Levis has been able to do, we did find out where Malik Willis is. He's probably going to be the starter today in Green Bay. We're going to talk about that one when we get back from this short commercial break. Again, John Ryan, thank you so much for your contributions this morning. Ron, third down, best bets. I know you're going to stay on the line with me till the end of the hour, but best plays here for you, Ron, third down. When you look at this game and you say to yourself, the Tennessee Titans have Will Levis. He's been playing very good football. Young player, dynamic player. He reminds me of a Taysom Hill with a little bit more accuracy on the arm. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's got some learning. He's got a learning curve he's got to go through. He's got some issues, but he's a good young quarterback. I like Tennessee as well. Their defense is really, nobody's talked about it. It's like a swarming defense. They've acquired some really good linebackers this offseason. So, and not to mention L'Jarius Sneed. Nobody's talked about that. He had a really good game. So
there you go.
I like Tennessee here, too.
Tennessee is a dog that's barking. I'm giving you a 3-team scheme. Again, shout out to John Ryan, Predictive Sports Betting Playbook. Had to get out of here. Again, go follow him on the X-Bird at John Ryan Sports 1. And you can also find him all over VSX Digital Sports Network. Go to jbtheticket.com. Get those great deals I got hooked up for you. Fubo TV, Paramount Plus. You can stream a lot of these games today also on Paramount Plus, giving you a couple of days free to decide that. Again, just type in JB the Ticket, and you'll be able to get that opportunity here for you. So go to my website, follow me on Instagram, same handle, JB the Ticket. Ron, third down, take us to commercial break, quick shout out, and then we'll come back and finish out this NFL slate with you. And John Ryan, thanks so much for coming on this morning. Go ahead, Ron.
Well, since the Eagles are back, I got to mention the big guy, Hard Rock Hamilton. So fly, Eagles, fly.
There you go, Linwood Hard Rock Hamilton, defender of the youth. Also a key component of what we were talking about in the NFL and the NIL era in college football. So you guys keep it locked here with me, JB the Ticket, and let's get the money.
You're listening to the boss of the big board. Skip your cable bill this month and join the action with JB and Fubo TV. Get 7 days free, 15% off your first month. No credit check, no deposit, no installation hassle. Go to FuboTV.com/JB. Sign up, download the app, and start watching games.
Enjoy being a subscriber after the first month. Easy cancellation anytime. Regional restrictions apply. Sign up at VegasScoreboardExpress.com.
The London Bridge Resort in Lake Havasu is the perfect place to vacation in style. Their beautifully designed suites include stunning views, a kitchenette, and free Wi-Fi. The well-reviewed and affordable resort has tons of amenities, including a breakfast buffet, kids camp, a 9-hole golf course, 3 pools, a marina, boat tours, a water slide, and a great nightlife scene. London Bridge Resort is centrally located in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. Go to londonbridgeresort.com to plan your getaway today. London Bridge Resort, your Arizona oasis destination.
All money, all sports, no bull. Back at you live here Sunday morning. NFL Week 3 live here on deck. KSHP AM 1400, 107.1 FM AM 1400. Got my main man Ron, third down best bets, back on the line with me. Ron, you still there?
I'm still here.
There you go. That's what I like to hear, man. Again, thank you so much for coming on this Sunday. Been dropping some grease. College football yesterday. The dogs are barking. If you were listening to VSX, you were picking up some grease and putting cash in your pocket, doing the big-time league today. That's right, Pro Football Sunday, NFL Sunday, right here on KSHP 107.1 FM, AM 1400, the home of the Los Angeles Rams. You can catch this Rams game this afternoon, 4:05 p.m. Eastern Time, 1:05 p.m. Pacific, right here, 107.1 FM, AM 1400, KSHP, and the VSX Digital Sports Network. So we're looking at this game here, LA Rams versus Arizona. I talked about it last week. The coach actually had to acknowledge it. That's right, had to acknowledge that he made a mistake. I told this team what they had to do to win last week. They were putting in the work, but they didn't include Marvin Harrison Jr., their dynamic rookie. Didn't get him the ball enough, and when they asked Kyler Murray why that happened, Kyler Murray pulled to Kyler Murray and said, look, I don't know. I just throw it where they tell me to. You know? If he open, they told me to throw it to the guy in triple coverage. Ron, third down, your thoughts on this? This was a pick 'em throughout the week. It's been confusing. Arizona right now, -1. Total in this game is 48. Rams in a dog position on the road, but they're playing inside of a dome. So, again, it's an opportunity to put some cash in your pocket if you like the Rams today. But Arizona, what they did last week, not including Harrison Jr., was a very, very good showing against a strong Buffalo team, which is a little bit surprising to me that Buffalo is 2-0. But nevertheless, if they include him today with that 28-point output last week, I think that's good for another good 2 touchdowns, and they could possibly put the Rams away here as a -1. This is an easy pick-em spread type thing. You might be able to move the Cardinals back to a dog position, but when we looked at what happened with the Rams last week, going up there playing the Detroit Lions, went to overtime and wasn't able to pull it out. I think Arizona, if they get that young man involved today and have him have that breakout game that they're looking for early in the season with that high draft pick, we could be looking at a dog. That's a favorite that should be a dog in Arizona. Go ahead.
Well, the Rams had some key losses from that game. You know, they've lost 3 offensive linemen now. Ain't going to play today, so good thing for the Rams, though. That's the one weak spot on the Cardinals. They don't have any defensive linemen anymore. They traded them all away or they've all left. So they can kind of cancel it out. So once again, I want to come back to quarterback play. Matthew Stafford's a much better quarterback than Kyler Murray. Much more experience, and he's been around the game a lot longer. He knows how to play this game. I like the Rams. I think it's going to be a dogfight. I think it's going to go back and forth. I do think the Cardinals are going to make an effort to get Harrison involved. I don't think it'll matter. I think it'll make it a tighter game. But I think the Rams will win. Probably going to be about a 3-point cover, you know?
Win by 1, lose by none, get the money. I'm going to go with the Rams here, too. I agree with what you're saying. Head coaching, quarterback play. Rams got that in spades with Sean McVay in that Super Bowl win. Moving along to another game today, a dog that is barking. The team that has the quarterback that we should have got out of the draft. I'm just keeping it real. And I know a lot of people here in Vegas are like, well, who are you? Who are you? I'm like, I don't care about that dog bark on you. Pittsburgh Steelers, -2.5. Slow total, 36.5. Very, very low on the money side. Going up against those Denver Broncos, who, again, under Sean Payton and Bo Nix, are having a resurgence here. They got rid of Jerry Jeudy. They got rid of all that old problematic stuff they had in the quarterback room, and they've got a young man they can believe in. He's a little bit older, by the way, because Bo Nix played about 7,000 years in college football as well. But there are 2.5 dogs today at home in Denver. And after shout out Colorado, the Buffaloes, they got that win yesterday. Because Colorado State, again, they didn't get it done. For a team that has those ugly uniforms and talks so much stuff, and then get cursed out by Shador at the end. I mean, that was hilarious. But again, staying in that Denver region, shout out my folks over at Denver Sports Betting. Ryan Garcia, CEO over there. I think Denver's got a shot today. I like the dog. Pittsburgh is a defensive team. They're going back with Justin Fields, who, again, early in his career, already getting bounced around. Russell Wilson, his former team, I don't think they're going to put him on the field today. That would be a disaster. Pittsburgh is 0-1, I think. No, actually, they got the win last week. They did cover the spread. But Denver here, it's an interesting matchup for me because when you look at what Denver is doing, they didn't win last week, which is fine. But the reality here is they're getting spread covers. This is a sports betting show. But I do think they can get you that money line today. I just don't see the coaching disparity that we saw last week. Sean Payton's a much better coach than what Mike Tomlin faced last week. So when you go into that perspective, from a coaching standpoint and a young dynamic rookie who's a rookie only in age and experience in the league, but he's got some time under center at some high-quality programs, I think he could compete against Justin Fields, who's been in the league but been traded and hasn't shown too much. I think this dog is barking. Ron, third down. Go ahead. Denver Broncos, what are your thoughts?
I think Denver's a much improved team. I mean, they're very early. I mean, they basically cleaned house. So, and they're really ahead of schedule in their rebuild already. I mean, they looked really good last week. Pittsburgh, no disrespect to Coach Tomlin, Atlanta didn't show up. Atlanta looked horrible. I mean, they couldn't get anything going offensively. That team could be an offensive juggernaut. They did nothing. It was terrible.
Right.
But Steelers did play a solid football game. No disrespect to them because they did earn the win. But I like Denver here as well. Denver is very intriguing to me. Bo Nix has looked well. I think he's going to get better each week. And I do like Sean Payton. I think he's an offensive genius. And I think he's one guy that can pick apart Pittsburgh's defense.
I think so as well.
Andy Reid, he's at that level, offensive minded.
Right. I think that Denver defense is going to have a field day with Justin Fields as well. Look for 2 sacks. Look for some defensive props on that. Again, Ron, third down, best bet. So glad to have you on the show this morning. Doing a full NFL slate. Couple of the games we're not going to talk about. Dallas and New Orleans. If you want that pick, you got to go over to jbtheticket.com, get that newsletter. Another game we got here that you got to go to the website, get the newsletter. Chicago versus Houston, Cincinnati, Kansas City. And we'll talk about it. I'll give this one away for free as well. We just mentioned them. This is the Battle of the Dirty Birds. Falcons, Eagles. Shout out to Ron. The Atlanta Falcons. These guys are absolutely terrible. I'm going to boo them again. Dog position on the road in Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts just put a ring on it. Shout out to him and his girlfriend. They're going to make it happen. And he's trying to put a different ring on, that NFL Super Bowl championship ring. And Atlanta is trying to stay in his way today. This is a bigger total, 46.5. You just talked about the Falcons not being able to score. Plus 210 on the money line. Philadelphia, a decent price at -6, okay? They're not too expensive as well on the money line if you like them at 260. -260. Got to lay a few dollars, but I think Philadelphia here, the better play is the spread -6. I think they take care of Atlanta handily, easily. We could be looking at 21-3 halftime score, Philadelphia on top of Atlanta. Your thoughts? Go ahead.
Well, I like how Saquon Barkley just popped right in, and, man, he looks good.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I mean, yeah. They lost Jason Kelce. That's huge. He's been there forever. He's been a great center. And then they put Saquon Barkley in. It's like he was never there. I mean, that's just really hard to do in this league. So that really impressed me that they were able to do that, number one.
The Philadelphia.
Jalen Hurts looks like he's ready to go again. He's got another year under his belt.
Ron, where'd you go?
Yo.
Yeah, sounds like you're drinking a lot of coffee over there. But again, the dog ain't barking here. Philadelphia -6. There's a prop bet out there. Will Jalen Hurts throw 2 or more touchdowns? Plus 250. I'm telling you, take that one too. You can find it around the board. Ron, we're going to get out of here because that old man is showing up on us. We got to get over to the book and get these bets in. Also, you guys out here in Las Vegas, thank you guys so much for listening around the world. Shout out to you folks listening, KSHP.com. AM 1400, 107.1 FM here in Las Vegas and around the world. iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn, you name it. About 45 minutes after we get off the air live, go to my website. Great information for the in-game betting. You can listen to this game each and every week here. I'm talking about those Rams game. Got that coming up at 1 o'clock as well. So again, Ron, we're getting ready to get out of here. Give me your best play of the day.
My play of the day is the Chargers over Carolina. There is no way Carolina's going to beat this team today. Safest bet there is.
There you go. Cash in your pocket. Easy grease. He's telling you, stay off of those Carolina Panthers. Go the other way. And then we had talked about this game, the Rams and Arizona. Ronnie B likes the dog masquerading as a favorite. Thank you so much for listening. My best play of the day, again, guys, Denver Broncos, take them in the points, plus 2.5. I think they can get inside of that spread, and I think it's going to be a solid game for anyone who is interested in seeing some great football. So we'll be back next week. Ron, Third Down Best Bet, signing off. Any final shout-outs, and then we'll get out of here and get to the book, my friend.
One quickie for the USC Trojans and UNLV running Rebels.
There you go. Go Rebels.
Kicking everybody's butts.
That's right. Rebels should be in the top 25 this week, too. A handy win that they got over Kansas. Shout out to those UNLV Rebels and Barry Odom for keeping these guys rocking and rolling. So, again, signing off for Ron Third Down Best Bets. I'm your host and boss of the Big Board, JB the Ticket, Vegas Scoreboard Express. I'll be back next week. More college football, more pro football, more grease, and most importantly, more money.
You're listening to the boss of the Big Board, JB the Ticket.